The tyrant flycatchers are a family of passerine birds which occur throughout North and South America. They are considered the largest family of birds, with more than 400 species. They are the most diverse avian family in every country in the Americas, except for the United States and Canada. As could be expected from a family this large, the members vary greatly in shape, patterns, size and colors. Some tyrant flycatchers superficially resemble the Old World flycatchers, which they are named after but are not related to. They are members of suborder Tyrant, which do not have the sophisticated vocal capabilities of most other songbirds. Most, but not all, species are rather plain, with various hues of brown, gray and white commonplace. Obvious exceptions include the bright red vermilion flycatcher, blue, black, white and yellow many-colored rush tyrant, and some species of toady flycatchers are tyrants, which are often yellow, black, white and/or rufous. For the Todierostrum, Hemitrichus and Persilotrichus genera, several species have bright yellow underparts. For the ornate flycatcher to the great Kiskadee, some species have erectile crests. The crest is taken to the extreme in the royal flycatcher, which is plain but for a large black spotted, red and blue crest which it fans out like a peafowl tail when excited. Several of the large genera are quite difficult to tell apart in the field due to similar plumage, and some are best distinguished by the voices. Behaviorally they can vary from species such as spadebills, which are tiny, shy and live in dense forest interiors, to kingbirds, which are relatively large, bold, inquisitive and often inhabit open areas near human habitations. As the name implies, a great majority of tyrant flycatchers are entirely insectivorous. Tyrant flycatchers are largely opportunistic feeders and often catch any flying or arboreal insect they encounter. However, food can vary greatly and some will eat fruit of small vertebrates. In North America, most species are associated with a sallying feeding style, where they fly up to catch an insect directly from the perch and then immediately return to the same perch. Most tropical species, however, do not feed in this fashion, and several types prefer to glean insects from leaves and bark. Tropical species are sometimes found in mixed species foraging flocks, where various types of passerines and other smallish birds are found feeding in proximity. The smallest family members of the closely related short-tailed pygmy tyrant and black-capped pygmy tyrant from the Myournis genus. These species reach a total length of 6.5 to 7 centimeters and a weight of 4 to 5 grams. By length they are the smallest passerines on Earth, although some species of Old World warblers apparently rival them in the minuscule mean body masses, if not in total length. The minuscule size and very short tail of the Myournis pygmy tyrants often lend them a resemblance to a tiny ball or insect. The largest tyrant flycatcher is the great shrike tyrant at 29 centimeters and 99.2 grams. A few species such as the streamer-tailed tyrant, scissor-tailed flycatcher and fork-tailed flycatcher have a larger total length, but this is mainly due to their extremely long tails. The fork-tailed flycatcher has relatively the longest tail feathers of any known bird. A number of species previously included in this family are now placed in the family Titiridae. Sibley and Alquist in the 1990 bird taxonomy had the genera Menectes, Leptopogon, Pseudotrichus, Persilotrichus, Tanotrichus, Hemitrichus, Todierostrum and Corythopes as a separate family Pipromorphidae, but although it is still thought that these genera are basal to most of the family, they are not each other's closest relatives. Habitat and distribution. Species richness of Tyranidae, when compared to habitat, is highly variable, although most every land habitat in the Americas has at least some of these birds. The habitats of tropical lowland evergreen forest and montane evergreen forest have the highest single-site species diversity, while many habitats, including rivers, palm forest, white sand forest, tropical deciduous forest edge, southern temperate forest edge, semi-humid, humid montane scrub, and northern temperate grassland have the lowest single-species diversity. The variation between the highest and the lowest is extreme. 90 species can be found in the tropical lowland evergreen forests, while the number of species that can be found in the habitats listed above typically are in the single digits. This may be due in part to the fewer niches found in certain areas and therefore few places for the species to occupy. Tyranidae specialization among habitat is very strong in tropical lowland evergreen forests and montane evergreen forests. These habitat types therefore display the greatest specialization. The counts differ by 3 species. It can be assumed that they both have similar levels of specialization. Regionally, the Atlantic forest has the highest species richness, with the choco following closely behind. Status and conservation. The northern beardless tyrannulate and the rose-throated becard are protected under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act of 1918. Both these species are common south of the U.S. border. The situation for a number of other species from South and Central America is far more problematic. In 2007, BirdLife International considered 2 species, the Minas gerais tyrannulate and Kempfer's toady tyrant, critically endangered. Both are endemic to Brazil. Additionally, 7 species were considered endangered and 18 species vulnerable. Systematics. There are about 400 species in 97 genera. A full list, sortable by common and binomial names, is a list of tyrant flycatchers. Species in the genera Titira, Pachyramphus, Laniocera and Xenophzaris were formerly placed in this family, but evidence suggested they belong in their own family, the Titiridae, where they are now placed by SACC. Ornithion, Camptostoma, Pheomyres, mouse-colored tyrannulate. Nosotrichus, Coco's flycatcher. Capsimpes, yellow tyrannulate. Tyrannulus, yellow-crowned tyrannulate. Myopagus, Pseudolenia, gray and white tyrannulate. Elenia, Serpophaga, Monectes, Leptopogon, Pseudotrichus, Philoscartes, Philomyres, Dsmurat, Sublegatus, Suiriri, Macrocirculus, Inesia, Stigmatura, Anarates, Euromyres, Tacuris, many-colored rush tyrant, Colossivora, sharp-tailed grass tyrant, Polystictus, Pseudocolopteryx, Euscarthmus, Myornis, Lophotrichus, Atalotrichus, pale-eyed pygmy tyrant, Oncostoma, Persilotrichus, Tariniotrichus, black-chested tyrant, Hemitrichus, typical toady tyrants, Todierostrum, typical toady flycatchers, Corythopes, and Pipants, Snepodictes, Ramphotrigon, Rhynchocyclus, Ptolmomyres, Platrachus, spadebills, Onychorhynchus, royal flycatchers, Myotrichus, ornate flycatcher, Myophobus, Nephelimyres, Pteronotrichus, ruddy-tailed flycatcher, Myobius, Neopepo, cinnamon neopepo, Pyromyres, cinnamon flycatcher, Hirundinea, cliff flycatcher, Cnemotrichus, Fuscus flycatcher, Lathrotrichus, Aphanotrichus, Xenotrichus, Mitophanes, Contopus, Poes, Impidonax, Cyornis, Phoebes, Pyrocephalus, vermilion flycatcher, Octhoica, Tumbesia, Tumbes tyrant, Colorhamphus Patagonian Tyrant, Octhornis Drabwater Tyrant, Snomachus Red-rumped Bush Tyrant, Myotherites, Zomus, Neoxmus Chocolate-vented Tyrant, Agriornis Shrike Tyrants, Pleoxymus Rufous-webbed Tyrant, Mush saxicola Ground Tyrants, Mushi growler Short-tailed Field Tyrant, Lessonia Niplegus Black Tyrants, Hyamenops Spectacle Tyrant, Fluvicola Typical Water Tyrants, Arundinicola White-headed Marsh Tyrant, Electroris Gubernetes Streamer-tailed Tyrant, Satrapa Yellow-browed Tyrant, Colonia Long-tailed Tyrant, Macatornis Cattle Tyrant, Mushapipra Sheer-tailed Grey Tyrant, Attila Attilas, Cassiornis, Cyristes, Rhidipterna, Myarchus, Deltrincus, Flammulated Flycatcher, Catangus Kiscades, Megarhynchus Boat-billed Flycatcher, Myozotites, Conopias, Myodinasts, Legatus Piratic Flycatcher, Phelpsia White-bearded Flycatcher, Impidinomus Variegated Flycatcher, Grisia tyrannus, Crowned slaty Flycatcher, Tyrannopsis Sulphuri Flycatcher, Tyrannus Kingbirds.